Show. What's in your cup?
A whole lot of everything, and to be specific, rum. Today, it's the Kickback Show, thekickbackshow.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name of Faz, and she is...
Organic blackberry, tastes like it sound like it tastes. And she is...
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Tiana Giovanna, and he is...
DJ Swivel. Anything less would be unswivelized.
All right.
Hopefully everybody is having an amazing day. I'm really excited for today's show because we have the wonder. You know what? I'm going to allow Brandy to introduce her. I'm going to back up and shut up because this is a woman's takeover. So I'm going to go ahead and sip my rum and be quiet.
God work. Okay. So honestly, I don't even, I think that the dictionary that we have been forced to say and read, that I can't find the words, you know what I'm saying? God, light, goddess, prophet, visionary. I can't find it. But she's an inspiration. She's very in tune, like honestly, she even kind of reminded me back on like, what I'm saying, get with yourself and all things and all, what she say, no energy is bad energy. I can't wait till she break that down for y'all. Fuck your head up. But this is the great Ajia Munns.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. My name is Ajia Munns. Happy to be here.
Thank you for coming. So, Brandy, how did you find this beautiful woman?
Okay, so I was on the app Clubhouse, and
shout out to Clubhouse.
Yeah, shout out to Clubhouse, you know what I'm saying? They recording us, you know what I'm saying, and listening on every fucking thing. But shout out to the fact that we can connect, you know what I'm saying? And just tapping into a book called Black Root Science, and they were like, reach out. I don't even know, it wasn't even like an accountability partner type thing, like, read the book with somebody. I just heard her voice and was like, hold on, let me tell you, I just had some things in my mind, and I'm just like, well, I don't even know why I'm word vomiting right now, but your voice told me that it's okay. And she just received me so well, and that was the start. And then it's funny, we had like a little chat, and then it was just like, the chat was just too fluid, normal. It was just so like, I know you, we've been here before. That's how.
Right. It flowed, and then you sent me something for my birthday. Like, that was so unnecessary, but so sweet and kind. And I just like, I love her. My type of girl.
Yes.
My type of goddess, rather.
Okay, come on, let the light shine. Okay.
So yeah, do us a favor and I guess kind of break down for like the audience exactly, the many things that you kind of dabble in and got your hands in and what you do. There's one big one that we mentioned off air that, we definitely want to touch on, but, share with everything that you do.
Okay, so I'm an actress. I've been acting all my life, mostly acting up. And I moved to LA 8 years ago, and then started this amazing journey. I've been a part of like 2 pilots that didn't get picked up, but like the experiences I've had in my career have been like ups and downs, but like beautiful also. And I'm also on my own production company. And it's called Jemene Productions. Jemene is a Latin word for twin.
Oh, nice.
And I named it. It pays homage to my unborn twin. So I'm a twinless twin. My twin didn't make it through birth. So the name just reminds me that I'm never alone. Like, no one knows what it feels like that you're supposed to be 2, but it's just one of you on earth.
Right.
It's an incredible void that nothing on this earth could feel. But yeah, so the production company pays homage. So I'm excited about it.
What brought you to LA? I know you said you're in LA, happen to be here. What brought you out here?
Well, that's a good question, because you would think it was acting, because this is the land of like entertainment, right? But my grandfather actually was dying of cancer. So I was in college at the time at the University of Houston, and death is a part of life. You know, with death brings new life. So when he died, it brought new life for me to be in LA, because when I got here to take care of him the last 2 months of his life, so I went on leave from school, went on leave from work. I was a supervisor at Best Buy at the time, full-time working and full-time in college. It was crazy. So I came to take care of him. And when I was in LA, it was a sad time, but also I was seeing the city like it was a normal city. I was like, why did I think the roads was paved in gold? And why did I think it was such a magical, I mean, every city is magical, but you know, I was like, what? So it was just a regular city. He lived in Gardena, and I was just like, this seemed like Oak Cliff a little bit, like, where I'm from. So I'm like, yeah. So I moved back to Houston. I had 1 semester to go left. I left school, quit, and said, you know, I'm going to be an actress. Because literally being in LA reminded me of what I tried to pursue my whole life. You know, I started off as a model in Dallas and did modeling and acting. And then I just kind of let it go because it used to break my heart as a little kid so much. And it was too much. And I didn't really have the support I needed. So being in LA reminded me that what my first love was, that I just sort of forgotten about, honestly. And I moved and said, let's do it.
Like that. That's it. That's that. Damn.
Just like
Damn.
And I ain't looked back since.
Okay. So.
That's beautiful.
I know, right? Take your breath away. So what were you studying in college that you walked away from with 2 months left?
Psychology.
Oh, okay. Now I see.
I have a love. Yeah, you know,
I have a love.
But also, I have a love-hate with people, though. So I love. Elaborate. You know, people can get on my nerves, and human beings are just so unpredictable and so flawed and so. Like, I don't think it's wise that any of us should put all of our trust into one person. I think we should just let people be and accept life how it comes and accept each other if we're in a union how it comes, because that's just how human beings are, okay? But at the same time, that's fascinating to me. So that's why I studied psychology. I'm like fascinated by it. If my grandmother had never died, I probably would be somebody. Well, I wanted to do industrial psych, so I wanted to be in the workplace. So the test you take whenever you're going, you know, and applying for a job, I don't know what y'all work situations are, but I wanted to make those tests. And I wanted to work in crisis management, like what Olivia Pope did. And that's literally what I wanted to do. But yeah, no, I would have been miserable and depressed. It would have been exciting, but I still would have been miserable and depressed because my soul would have been happy. So,
can you elaborate on no energy is bad energy?
Okay, so we shifting there.
Because I'm thinking like your energy, like what release would you have been needing to get out until you finally would have went the way you wanted to go? Because your body like would have been teared up inside.
Right, but at the same time, I probably would have eventually walked into somebody's. I probably would have been a therapist or a psychologist or something in some space. But I would have walked in a theater building one day and said, "Let me do plays on the weekend," and it still would have started there. Like it would have just happened in a different way. Trust me. But what I mean by no energy is bad energy. So everything God created was created for us. You okay, bro?
That rum, yeah.
No.
It's the chronic rum.
Chronic rum. Wow. Who makes that? Who makes that one?
Come on.
The feds is watching. I'll have my people call y'all people. You know?
Okay, got it.
All right. Telegram us, you know.
I got you.
Discord. Okay. But back to our regular schedule program. So I believe God in the one mind of all Black people, which I call God, it created all emotions equally. I don't think that, yes, we all want to be in pleasantry. So like joy and love and peace. Yes, that is optimal. But we don't learn in those states of being. we don't grow.
Right.
We don't get to see what we're made of. We don't get to see like, damn, I'm pretty strong. We don't get to say, damn, that almost broke me. We don't get those full breadths of experiences. Furthermore, to call anything in your makeup bad is not good. To look at your ego as something that you don't want, or is bad, or is something that is antagonizing you, is not healthy. Your ego is doing nothing but serving you. It's protecting you. The problem is you are the master. So we have to realize we are the masters of our being. So we tell our ego, you must bow. Thank you for taking care of me. You have learned this situation hurt me, so you're just here to protect me. But now I'm healed and I no longer need you to protect me. So ego, you must bow. You are the master of your being. You can let yourself know. We wake up, we're not gonna be depressed no more. Yes, losing the love of my life was hard, but we're gonna wake up and we're gonna heal through this. You are the master of your being. And you can do that by a multitude of ways. You can speak to yourself. You can get up and go for a walk. But you are the master of your being. And everything is here to teach you something. So the fact that people are down on themselves, they're so spiritual, and then they had a bad day because they cut somebody out. Well, guess what? Now you know how you triggered. And maybe people sometimes need to be treated like they deserve to be treated. Okay? You don't have to be down on yourself because you lost your cool. That's not okay. Like, love yourself. People need to be treated how maybe next time you may not use cuss words, but still let people know and put them in their place.
Mm-hmm. I think it comes down to balance too.
Yeah.
It comes down to balance. It's, if you do lose your cool and you cuss somebody out, just come home, meditate, light some sage, put on some good music. It's about balance. It really is.
So how did you, I didn't know that it was, we went in deep. I didn't know. But when you guys say like balance and stuff like that, like what about when you're like in it and then you're like in it and you're in it? Like, I don't really know how to say because I get mad and I'll be mad and I know I'm mad and I know I can correct it, but I'm gonna keep on being mad. Like,
but why? Why are you gonna keep on being mad? Does it feel good being mad? Do you feel validated?
I feel like I'm working through my shit, but at least I'm like getting out that energy.
Okay, what if I told you you're perfect as you are? So there's no need to work through anything. So now, why are you in the energy of mad?
Okay. That's all I can say to that. I don't know. I ain't never really answered. Okay, because we're taught.
Because deep down inside, you probably want to be. Deep down inside, fire feels good. Maybe. Deep down inside, you want somebody to feel you. And you want to be heard. And that's how you're communicating at the time. So when you get to the root and realize, there's nothing wrong with me. I just want to be heard. Now maybe you can have a softer approach. Now maybe you can, like Malcolm did, study the dictionary and try to say, all right, let me try to get some more words in me so I can use my words in this situation instead of my anger.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some more words in me because some people genuinely, what I have learned, some people really don't respond unless you're speaking like in their language, which is fine because if this is all you know, like I may not be mad, but then with me getting this energy to be able to communicate with me, I'm actually getting frustrated because I do gotta say shut the fuck up, and it's like that's the only way you're gonna shut the fuck up. But let me get into the dictionary because
No. You brought a valid point. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to meet people where they are, and if you don't want to be there, then you must go somewhere else and be at a higher place.
Received.
Stay out. They gotta be out.
Received.
Okay.
There gotta be some like ancestor dust I gotta be able to like sprinkle every time you know what I'm saying?
No, you just gotta move around. You gotta move around. If that's how you gotta communicate and that's how you gotta get through to them, then move around. You don't need to be around them. Not right now. Not when you're trying to grow.
Yeah, 100. I was talking about ancestors on this Zoom because you out here, you pulling like, boom, serving it. Okay. Boom, boom, boom.
I love it.
The reason why I know T, you're developing your guided women's journals, and I just like the
What's guided women's journal?
Yeah.
So I'm creating. Are you familiar with guided journals at all?
No, I'm not actually.
So a guided journal will
Please
give you
answer me.
a guided journal will give you writing prompts, right? So instead of just opening up to a blank page, just writing whatever's in your head that day, you will get a guided journal with the intention of it serving a specific purpose, right? So say you want to learn more about self-care and you really want to reflect on that and you want to grow in that. So maybe you get a guided journal about self-care and it gives you writing prompts about how you can do a better job of self-care and what that is and what that really looks like. And then that way you're not just opening up a blank page and saying, I don't know what I want to write today, and then moving on.
Right.
So I'm developing.
All over the. Yeah.
Say that again?
I said, or just vomiting all over the page without structure.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what it does. Is it gives you structure and a purpose. So I'm creating guided journals specifically for Black women that speaks to us on a deeper level versus a just very surface, this is made for the masses, like one size fits all. And so the first one I'm doing is purpose. And so it's a purpose-driven guided journal specifically for Black women to help us dig a little bit deeper in who we are. So yeah, so the first one's purpose.
Right. I keep telling her, can't fucking wait.
Well, it is gonna take a little while because I'm working with psychologists, I'm working with coaches, I'm working with a few different people because we deserve better. And I want to make sure that I get it right for us, from us, and that everybody that needs to be talked to and touched on the subject is that. Because anybody can pull like some questions off the internet and throw them in a journal and be like, here.
That's right.
But that's not, we deserve better. So that's it.
You know, I absolutely love that. And I'm 1/3 of an organization called Black Women's Day of Meditation. And we're in the process of making Black Women's Day of Meditation a national holiday, the day before Mother's Day every year.
Ooh, I love that.
And we started just for that reason, because we wanted quality for us.
Mm-hmm.
But we also didn't want to make meditation about the yoga mats and the this and the this. We also wanted to make it very accessible to everyone and let people know you can just have your breath and that's all you need. So yeah, we need it. We need it in this space.
We do. That just gave me the chills.
I agree. So are we starting this year, day before Mother's Day?
Well, we're actually in our 3rd year. So we're going forth and we're doing it no matter what, but we wanted a national holiday, like nationally recognized. So we're going through the paperwork process of that, but we're in our 3rd year of doing it the day before Mother's Day every year. So.
See, I love that. I think that's amazing. Yes. Yeah. All right. See, that's why you're here.
So welcome me to the family.
Right. All love, dropping all the gems. See, that's right. Good job, B. Yep, exactly.
So this like journey that you, not journey, like the state that you are and how you process things and receive things, like, was that something that you gained while you were doing the psychology studying, or was there something that transpired way early on and you had to like channel and you realized it worked and it became a winning formula for your life? Like, how did that?
Your question basically is why I'm the way I am, like as a spiritual being.
Yes, but then also tied into like even being out here in Cali. I mean, I know you say it's like a regular city and all that, but like, you know, it has an energy out here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, and you do got to stay around it. Well, I can say this: ever since I was a little girl, literally, I knew like God exists. And I'm not talking about like white Jesus. I knew like it was, you know what I'm saying, like the real deal. Yeah. And I knew like it was like closer to me than the birds are to the air. It was like closer to me than fishes are in the sea. It was closer to me than that water. When fishes are in the sea, it was that close, but closer, you know. But I couldn't articulate it, and I was always seeking, always asking questions, getting in trouble for asking questions. So that's like always been me. So that's been my blanket already. But on top of that, I've had like many out-of-body experiences. I've had hardship. Like I was homeless in LA. Like the dollar and a dream artist, you know, just going hard and like putting my faith out there. Like this is going to work, and it didn't.
Right.
And so having that spiritual groundedness and like having meditation that I can go to, like I can just really sit within myself and just breathe and allow the channels to be open, understanding that my roots are my receptors. You know what I'm saying? To like be in the sun and be in nature and to be okay with whatever comes to my being, and to be able to decode and decipher my voice versus the higher voice, you know? And yeah, it takes work though. It takes work. I've read more books than I can count. I've prayed and cried and fasted more than I could even articulate. So this is not by just chance. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of work into myself. But I'm still the same me, you know, the girl from the inner city. I was born in East Cleveland and raised in Dallas, Texas, and Oak Cliff. You know, I'm still that version of me as well. I'm just the higher version of that. And that's what I go to, because LA is a bitch. So that's what I go to. I just go within myself and I detach and I say, you know what? This is just a moment. Or I detach and say, you know what? This is just how they operate. How can I, if I want to operate different, what can I do? Start my own production company. You know, that's just who I am.
So for those people who may not be as spiritually adept as you, or don't feel that they can yet go inside themselves for that piece, what do you find outside of yourself that helps you get centered and helps you get through those times when, you know, you just have to kind of push through?
It's so crazy. I have this sitting right on my couch. It's this book by Maya Angelou.
Yeah, it's queen.
Yes. So, first and foremost, I have to say it's very important to go within. Nothing you find outside of yourself compares to what you find inside. But until you are at that point, you have to find what attracts you, what you can do all day, what doesn't feel like a task. So reading poetry to me doesn't feel like a task. Reading Maya Angelou words and listening to her online like brings me to tears sometimes. Like she's my teacher. I didn't have a Maya Angelou in my life. My mother battled and still is battling her drug addiction. I didn't have a Maya Angelou, you know? So I look to guidance from people that I haven't even met. And I meditate. I sit with myself. Like you can literally breathe, like count your breaths. Like if you feel like you're getting angry, sit there and say 1. Like literally count to 2, that's the second breath. 3, like count your breaths and like get out of the problem and get into yourself. Like start counting your breaths. You know, you could just sit there and say, what's the temperature in the room? And just kind of feel the temperature. Okay, it feels about like 70. You know, just to get out of the problem for a second and reset and recharge. So you're not reacting from a place of, anger or a place of like quick, like you're reacting from a more grounded place. But yeah, so what the things I found outside of myself is, you know, poetry, the virtual mentor, if it's not a real mentor, living or past. What else do I turn to? And maybe if you're not a super spiritual person, like you don't want to pray and like do all that kind of stuff, you just go to your breath. You go for a walk, you know, anything to get you grounded, because it's really simple. This is not rocket science, y'all. It's really simple. You just have to get grounded first. So you can be clear enough to hear from your higher self.
What do you think? Excuse me. What do you think has been has contributed more to you kind of getting through this state that you're in now? As far as like, is it more, all the reading and the the self-learning that you've done, or like more so like from the psychology classes you took, or maybe like a combination of both? What do you kind of feel like has gotten you more to this point in life?
It's probably a combination and a culmination of everything, but I think it's my living, burning desire to make something of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the driving thing that keeps me in check, that keeps me fasting, keeps me doing things that's not easy. It's my burning desire that I have something to say, I have something to give, that I want my name to live way past me on this earth. That if just one person, and I mean this with all my heart, if just one person could breathe easier because I'm on this planet, then I would feel like my life mattered. And I don't know where that comes from, but I have a burning desire that my life has to matter, so that's what keeps me going. And it keeps me in check, and it keeps me waking up every day and making sure I fast and pray and meditate, because it's not easy. I think I heard, what is his name? Is it Mahatma Gandhi, or is it one of them? They wake up every single day at 5 a.m. and they meditate. And I don't think that's because they want to. I think it's because that's what they gotta do to stay high, because all these people are coming to them, needing them.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like any of the psychology courses and stuff like that you've taken kind of made you sort of I guess butt heads with some of the spirituality or anything like that, like that books that you've read, and like what's that like conflict like in terms of like trying to figure out which is like more truth, I guess, for lack of a better word?
That's a phenomenal question. Because some psychology was super problematic as far as white supremacy wise.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was super problematic with at the time I was super Christian. Now I'm not. I've totally let white Jesus go. Totally. And but and then there's this book called Will to Power. Y'all laughing? It's called Will to Power.
Sipping his tea like those Kermit the Frog memes, or sipping his
we're all.
It's because
wavelength.
Yeah.
I'm on I relate.
Yeah.
Okay. I can tell. I see you shaking your head like, yep. Yep. But there's also this book called Will to Power, and he's an atheist. And but I learned from him too. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think people, because I'm so firm in what I believe in, people mistaken that and think that I'm like a Bible thumper or something. And it's like, no, I really believe in everything and nothing at the same time. Yeah. That's how I go about it. I believe in everything and nothing at the same exact time. But the way I battle with some of that kind of stuff, like conflicting stuff, is just saying that, like, I believe in everything and nothing at the same time. And thankfully, I'm someone that doesn't need like labels and terms and places to make myself feel comfortable. Some people need like, okay, this is church, this is what God is, this is what this, now I'm safe, I'm comfortable, this is life. And like, we know, like, life have ups and downs and twists and turns, like, you know what I mean? I'm a woman, I do this, I'm thankfully, I'm just a super like butterfly or something. And I don't need answers like that. I really don't.
When you say believe in everything and nothing at the same time, what does that mean?
So, how do we know anything is true? How do we know?
A feeling? I don't know.
That's
what
fake.
A feeling.
Huh?
Oh.
I just said that's faith. You said a feeling. I said no, that's faith.
No, mine's be feelings.
Well,
you want to say that that's faith? Okay, get it. I got you.
Well, we don't. My answer is that we don't. We don't know. It's balance, right? It's almost like each of them cancel themselves out. And simultaneously, it's my experience is different from everybody else's, right? So for me to try to say, yes, I know this thing, I'm not right or wrong, right? Because it doesn't apply to you. Simultaneously, things are going to constantly change. So you can wake up every morning, same time, and that could be your discipline. There may be a morning where something changes and you have to adapt to that thing. So by giving yourself that freedom of knowing everything and nothing at the same time gives you permission and the potential to continue to learn, to say, I don't know everything. I don't know everything about what I do know, right? And then there's the worm, the rabbit hole of your known knowns, the known unknowns, what you don't know that you don't know, so on and so forth, right? And so, I mean, and it sounds cliche, but when you really break down the science of it, it's like, be a student of everything, know everything and know nothing at all. You know what I mean? Like, believe everything and believe nothing. Because it's easy for one of us to say, yeah, the sky is blue. Well, no, it isn't, because it's actually, dust particles that the sun is reflecting off of, and blah, 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 blah. Right. Even by having that science, it's like, who's to say that that's even right? We don't know.
Right. What our eyes can perceive, like our eyes perceive blue, but what about this snake? Or what about how do other things perceive the color blue?
Right.
And nobody is wrong and nobody is right. It's just a different experience. Right.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? You hit the nail on the head. You said, I love the part where you talk about freedom and permission. And because I gave myself permission, y'all, something magical happened to me when I was baptized. But that doesn't mean I'm about to go or be bound to church just because I had an experience that is true to me. And also that doesn't mean I'm going to go around saying, all y'all need to be Baptist because I felt something. So everybody, no, we're all different. Our tongue prints are different. Our fingerprints are different. Like, how dare I try to impose my one aha experience on everyone because it was aha to me? Like, that's unfair.
Yeah. And I've battled with plenty of people in that similar conversation. And just, when you're talking about religion, it's like, if we were, born and raised in another country, 9 times out of 10, we would be of a different religion. Yeah. So a lot of it is geographical and that sort of thing. So, there's no way for me to say like this religion is the one and only over somebody else.
That's right.
Or some other religion.
That's right. And you know that even Ethiopians have a more Orthodox Christianity, and their Bible has all the books. So when I learned about that, I said, oh no, I don't know shit. You know what I mean? I didn't even know, like, come on, y'all. They have the more Orthodox, and like their Bible stories translate to their real living people that they can point to and say, back generations. And I'm like, oh no, we don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I learned too, when you think that you know everything, growing up Christian, you are conditioned to think that your way is the only way that's right. Everybody else gets demonized, right? By believing in everything and nothing, it allows an opportunity for you to be able to listen and not dismiss other ideas. You know what I'm saying? Because like for me, I'm glad that I had that opportunity to be open enough, thanks to my uncle, but open enough to be like, hey, okay, somebody said there's another book in the Bible.
Right.
Oh, really? Well, what is it? Meanwhile, if you only believe in what you believe in, the moment that somebody introduces new information or a new idea or a new potential, you're immediately shutting that thing off without even giving it a chance to be able to be a part of your makeup,
Yeah.
I yield my time.
No, I want to hear more about your uncle. But what were you going to say?
Uncle Eddie. Oh my God.
Yeah, my Uncle Ed. My Uncle Ed, in a nutshell, my Uncle Ed introduced me to hip hop at a very young age, but he's also very Afrocentric. He would take me to Leimert Park, a very, affluent Black, it's literally like the Mecca of Black LA on Crenshaw.
I love it.
But understood different sciences and was open, even though he grew up and, kind of went to church every now and again, was very open and had an open mind. And I think having that duality of having a father that was a pastor, a high-ranking, pastor in the Pentecostal church, and then having an uncle that was very, peace and love, but also a gangster. It kind of helped merge like this balance, you know what I mean? Like, but it, and essentially it helped me to just be open-minded to everything that's around us, you know what I mean? And I think that's it. Listening to those that are around us, and I think, again, if you only believe in what you believe in, the moment that somebody that is an atheist or has another belief system comes and just tries to talk to you, you're immediately like, oh, well, you don't believe in my God in the way that I believe, so you can't be right. And you're going to hell because you have tattoos and you drink and you smoke and you blah, 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 you curse and blah. And it's like, well, if they could still reach their version of heaven, that doesn't give me the liberty.
Don't get me started.
Well,
I think
No, get started. Yeah, let's get started.
right.
You need some rum? You need some of this? Here, take a sip. It's only a little bit left. Take a sip.
I think what I learned from Uncle Eddie is that he takes you, when you ask him a question, he takes you so many different places, and then so does Foz. They bring you back to center. You be talking to them, you be like, no, you didn't hear what I said. And then after they get to their fifth thing, you be like, oh, okay, you did. So from what I feel like I pulled from them is that it's like, yes, we may be only to process one thought at a time, but like you can, put a pin in that, and it allows you to see multiple things before you choose to go in one, whichever direction feels best for you.
Yeah.
But I think that for some reason, I don't think I've ever processed it as, maybe it's the rebelliousness of me because of my upbringing or something, having to fight for to be heard, which is just me trying to fight me to be heard, whatever you want to, dissect it. But, I just feel like even if I take something from somebody and it doesn't serve me, I don't like discredit them or anything, but it's like, okay, if it feels right for me, it feels right for me. And that's like, so that I really take that as a knowing, even if it is an unknowing. Like, so I still am like, I don't know, maybe I'm just really like, no, like, this is it. I don't even know how to explain it, but I feel like when you get that feeling, what?
Sounds like you're in tune with your intuition.
Okay.
I mean, you got to give yourself more credit than you do.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
1000%. Say it again. Say it again.
Please give yourself more credit than you do. You have a very strong intuition.
Okay.
That's your guiding light.
I mean, basically, Brandy, your intuition has brought Asia here. Like, that's, I mean, you saw something right away that was like, yo, we got to get her on the show and have this kind of conversation, because
we've only had one personal conversation, like one time physically talking, and when she was saying something, I was like, oh my God. Kickback University needs to have you guys. Come on, gather around, children.
Come get this knowledge.
So, I feel like it's like really in style not in style. Let me not say in style and disrespect it. I think that people are taking a more conscious approach when they are creating businesses to make sure that their mission and their vision is from the bottom up, and it's not just staying with them and they just let it be what it is, like the big corporations. So how do you plan to, or do you plan to integrate them with your production company?
So, we can't, the only people that are programming us can't be old white men. There's 6 old white men at the top of everything, all media. If you break it, if you go up, it's 6 white men. That needs to change, and it changes with me. It changes with Issa Rae. It tried to change with this guy. His name is Maddox. He, in 1919, he had his own company and everything, but he had so many challenges. So, but we've been in this space, but I'm stand on like their shoulders. So I don't play about my culture and how we are represented. And I think that we also need to give ourselves permission to just be human, just be. Like, it doesn't all, we just be in love. just be whatever. It doesn't always have to be, you know, super projecting of an image just to combat another image. So that's number one. Number two, my company's, every film, we have a community promise. Every film that we make, or every project, TV series, every project that we make, we fund. So not just a fellowship program, not just a mentorship program, although I love those and they're great. Some of them have blessed my life. But we literally fund young up and coming filmmakers careers. Like if you want to get into a festival, okay, we'll help you fund that. If you have hit a brick wall and you are at the process where you don't have an editor, or we'll pay for your editor. If you have a short film and it's only 10,000, okay, maybe we'll just give you the 10,000, maybe depending on the budgets. But that's what we have. We have a community promise to help fund filmmakers in a myriad of ways. So each film we make, we're helping someone. So if we make, when it's said and done, 300 films, there would have been 300 people that would have been touched by my production company. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be in every fabric of my dealings because of who I am. And it's not super like, oh, we need to be diverse for the sake of diversity. It's just because of who I am. Mm-hmm. It's time for God's people to rise and to be in these high places. And when I mean God people, I mean good people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
That's amazing.
Pre-white man's don't let me go there before they fucking
that's not even doing the right thing, right? That's not even doing the right thing though. You know, like I wouldn't have to call them out like that if they were doing the right thing. Since they've been in rulership in the Queen, and I'm just sorry to say, is the earth better? Is the ocean better? Are we breathing better air? Are we eating better food? Are the African kids being vaccinated and dying under their rulership? What's happening? They gotta go. They gotta go. It's done in every aspect. Yeah. And in my film world, I'm doing what I can. Not saying all white people are bad, but I'm gonna just let you know.
Yeah, no.
Right. Absolutely.
All of those races that I just want to throw in, all of them that look down on our people, because it's not just white. Some people be like, well, I'm not white. If you fucking look at us like there's any beneath situation going on, you see the fact that let me get into it. We keep rising.
Asians that are taken, I'm gonna get into it. Asians that are taken from Egypt artifacts and taking it back to where they are, talking about, I'm gonna make a museum for y'all. No, you don't. That's rewiring history. That's what you're doing.
Right.
You're trying to tell the story. Why don't you make a museum in there, in the land that it's in, if you care so much? That's number one. Right. Two, I've seen videos of Arabs beating Ethiopian women. So yeah, all of y'all light-skinned races that have done anything to my people, it's up. Your time is up. You don't get to do that no more. And you don't get to silence me and tell me that I can't say that you're not right. Somebody needs to check you. You're not right and you're not okay. You're not gonna be taking all these little kids and doing things with little kids. You satanic ass motherfuckers. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
Right. He like Jesus. Yeah.
Once again, accountability is the word of the day. It's been the word of the day on this show many a times. And
integrity. Shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not ironic that we literally just talked about this last week or a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean? Talked about just a number. There's literally a set number of primarily white individuals that run companies that own everything as far as programming and conditioning. Right.
Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have to call y'all out if y'all doing the right thing, but you're not. So.
Right.
I was looking up. I remember one day I think we had a show. We were talking about like billionaires, and I was looking up how many Black billionaires there were. Like, it's all over. And it was the 4s and the 3s and the 1, and then there was like billionaires in general, and I was seeing like 25, and I'm like, damn, I didn't we ain't tapped into like. That shit just blows my mind that there can be somebody out here having 25 billion, and yet I can only touch a handful of millionaires in my circle. That don't make no sense. Like, that don't make no sense.
Y'all want my opinion? So I have two things.
Yep, I do. I do. Yeah.
got two things to say on that. The first thing is, I don't need to be, for the sake of bragging rights, it'll be cool. But at the same time, that is their world of it's mine and capitalism. Why is it okay for you to have $80 billion and is a homeless person?
Yeah.
Right.
If a Black woman ran the world, that would not be. There would be no need to have this mentality of survival of the fittest, because that's an illusion. It's not true. It's an illusion. Just like the word prestigious. You know, I'm going to a prestigious college. Well, that's a French word that means deceit. That means illusion. It's an illusion. There's no such thing as a prestigious college. You know, like they perpetuate these things. Right. They perpetuate these things and have us chasing stuff. But we know, like, love is way more important than money. Mm-hmm.
Right.
We know that as Black people, but we live in this reality where we need it for the light bill, we need it for this, we need it for that. So, in one aspect, I understand, and I want us to get as much as humanly possible, and we can be just as much as a billionaire, quadruple, whatever, own land, whatever, as anybody else. But at the same time, we cannot be in their capitalistic world.
Right.
We really cannot be playing by, because their world will fall. And if we're trying to check what they have and trying to be on their Forbes lists, we are going to miss the mark.
Yeah, because they the way they set everything up, decades ago, a century ago, whatever the case may be, in terms of giving themselves a head start economically. Yes. If we're chasing those pillars, or trying to achieve these certain levels because they dictate that, like you said, we're missing the mark, when we shouldn't be chasing their levels of success for we should,
or their standards in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like, think about that. Like, my way of I'm successful because I have such and such billion. Did you touch a billion people? Did you inspire a billion people?
Right.
Did you give back? How many lives did you save? Did you save? Did you do proper farming so we can not have this cancerous bodies that we, you know what I mean, and diseases? I mean, come on. That's not my. I'm like Bob Marley. What's richer for you? Because that ain't to me.
Right. Whatever you find yourself in.
Especially when America specifically, I mean, it even goes, you mentioned the Queen in England, like that, that lineage was founded and built upon pillaging and murder, you know what I mean? Like, and all of that for ages. And so it's like the fact that there are some Black people still trying to fit in to that system. It's like you're not going to succeed because it's founded upon being corrupt, being evil. There's nothing good that started all of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how many Black people? We don't really kill and steal out of greed. It's out of need, because we are in like the most famished type of environments in like the inner city.
Right.
We are the righteous people, so we don't belong. We just don't belong in this.
Right. Do you feel as though, given your profession, do you see any potential in things shifting and changing in like an immediate future, or do you feel as though that we're more or less just kind of setting the groundwork for something to happen 50, 60, 70 years from now?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know when it's going to change, but I know it's going to change.
Yeah.
I mean,
the first shall be last, the last shall be first, but I don't know when it's going to happen.
Right. I definitely feel like there's definitely, to me, there's a huge shift and like a mass awakening, if you will, this last year and some change. And at the same time, like we still kind of feel like our culture is still sort of back at what it was in the 60s. But at the same time, like I feel like there's more people on our side as far as coming from different ethnicities, but we still need more support to like level the playing field and make this shift that's happening like be more concrete. And whether it's our generation that sees it, or maybe my kids' generation, like we have, like you just said earlier, like we got to do our part to make sure like we're leaving our mark on this planet, and hopefully it's
right.
Yeah.
What when you say that that your life is supposed to be like meaningful, what can you remember that first time that you had that feeling and you recognized that's it, that you got to leave something here?
I was 3. I was 3 in Cleveland, Ohio, and I don't remember everything about the moment, but I remember there's a bridge in East Cleveland. We stayed on Northfield, and Northfield Avenue. There's another Northfield, and I just remember we were walking. It was me, my grandmother, and maybe my baby sister. I don't know what my older sister was, but I just remember that moment. I looked around and I knew like I got to do something. I got to change this for the circumstances. And I just was like looking around like something's not right. The environment, everything, I was like, something's not right. And I just knew like, and then I can't explain when I see certain stories, how they inspire me, like a Malcolm X story, or like, Harriet Tubman. Love Harriet Tubman. You know what I'm saying? She held a gun to the slave's face that she was trying to save when they tried to run. So that's something to tell you with this type of woman. So like, I don't know why those kind of stories, like not only touch me, but like heal me with something. I can't really explain it, but I do know I was 3 and I remember the moment. And I was just looking around like, I gotta do something.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He's not speechless often, by the way. He actually talks yo ass.
Me? I was just about to say, ladies and gentlemen, the Black woman. I know when to shut up. Listen, I said it from the beginning. I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah.
You have to let the Black woman. You know what I mean? I know when to shut the fuck up. Plain and simple.
No. Y'all are super dope. Like I'm for real. Y'all need to like have me a part of the family now.
Oh yeah, well, that's automatic.
Listen, that's an automatic.
Yeah.
That's an automatic. As soon as you get the invite,
Okay.
like. Yeah, absolutely. One thing that I do want you to shout out, because you have been talking about it and mentioning it. What is the name of your production company?
I just want to like check him real fast. She had a whole little story in the beginning that you must have missed because you got together. See that whole situation you got going on. But go ahead, my bad, Queen. Go ahead.
Okay. So my name is Ajia Munns. You can go to www.ajiamunns.com, and my production company is Gemini Productions. It's kind of like Gemini, but because it's the Latin word that means twin. So it's kind of like Gemini, but it's spelled instead of the extra I, it's an A-E at the end. So Geminae.
I remember that, but I was in transition to get to a better area. So as you see, I'm clear. Y'all could see me moving and drinking. So I had to transition. So I heard it, but I missed it because I was focusing.
No, it's cool. It's cool. And I need to be shouted out more so y'all can know.
Absolutely.
And what is Gemini? He didn't get the because the connection is amazing.
So
no, I heard that.
Oh, okay.
Because you feel like there's like a twin, basically like a twin flame. Like you aren't a twin, but you feel there's a familiar. I'm saying what I took from it.
No,
I'm saying what I took from it as far as the company.
No, listen, actually, that's not it, but it's totally fine because that's how creativity works. Like, I'm not even mad at it.
See?
If people like, I'm not even mad at it, for real. Like, I'm a creative person. Like, it's up to your interpretation. But how it was actually created is because I am actually a twin, and my twin didn't make it through birth. So the name pays homage to my twin. And instead of just calling it the Twin Company, I wanted to make it like a little different. And you know what I mean? So it pays homage to us.
Yeah, it is. So and this is just when you said that, it feels like somebody else supposed to be here or whatever. I've never heard anyone say that before. So when you can you unpack that a little bit? Like a little bit?
Yes. I know it's gonna be an Oprah today, but no, it's for real. I have this, I want to call it loneliness that's always there. Okay, let me just go back. So I was 12 years old, still playing with Barbies. So do not judge me. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Not whatsoever.
so I was playing with Barbies in my room, and my little sister and my little cousin was playing with me. And my mom came and she checked on us and she said, how y'all doing or whatever. I'm going to make dinner or whatever. She said, then I told her I was lonely. And so my mom is like, this girl keeps saying that. She don't know what this word means. But at this time, I'm 12. I've been saying it all my life. And at this time, I'm 12, but not like every day, like sporadic, like a year there. 2 years later, I say it again. 6 months later, like sporadic. So so my mom kind of stopped what she was about to do, and she just went in her bed and she just kind of laid there. So I came out, I felt her energy. I came out and I just stood at her door, and before I can say anything, she said, I have something to tell you. And my mom is the type of person, she wants to shelter you from stuff. And I'm the opposite. I can take it, it helps me. You know what I mean? But she's a shelter you from things, because she doesn't want pain at all, in her life or kids' life. So she said, I have something to tell you. And she said, you're a twin. And she said, your twin didn't make it through birth, but you're a twin. And I think that's what you're experiencing. And in her own words. And I just said, oh, she thought I was going to have a negative reaction. I think it's because she quite honestly was using, and I think that's why my twin didn't make it. So I think that's why she wanted to keep. She knew I was a smart kid, so I think that's why she wanted to keep it from me. But I just said, oh, because everything made sense, And my little sister came up behind me and she was like, I'll be your twin.
Aww.
So me and my little sister, that's my twin. We've been twins ever since. So yeah.
Just that hit good. That was cute.
I have a set of twin sisters, but I don't have any brothers. So yeah. So what I was taking from it was there's a familiar presence that's around, a familiar energy that you can always run into. You know what I mean? And it's not always just one person. Plus, we are dual beings. There's a polarity that exists within us as humans, as Black people. So, yeah.
That's got me thinking a little bit, because my dad is the same situation. He was a twin, and his twin brother didn't survive childbirth. So now it's got me wondering if he's kind of felt some of those same things. And even if he has, I don't even say it again.
I said, please reach out to him, because normally we don't talk about it, because no one could understand. No one really could understand what it feels like. You're supposed to be two, but you're only one.
Yeah.
No one quite, and you can't explain that to anyone. I get sad. I've never had a good birthday in my life. And I'm trying to say it's okay. They chose to leave. I try everything. All these spiritual people say they came here and they chose to leave. I'm okay, so let me just try that. Nothing worked, But maybe you should ask him.
I don't know if he would be able to articulate it. He's he only got up to 9th grade education. So I mean, he struggles with being able to articulate exactly what he's thinking and feeling.
Yeah.
and so it's worth a shot,
Yeah, but like it just in his own way,
Right.
I get from you. You're a pretty, learned, articulate guy. I think you can, even if he uses one word, like man, you know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
So, but still talk about it. I think it'll be good for him to talk about it too.
I love it.
This has been beautiful.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm on number 5,276 of my breath. I've been counting on my breathing this entire time. just throw that out there. You know what I mean?
You ain't counted that many breaths.
Right.
Just saying. I'm just saying. You don't know. I know, but I don't know.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm done. This nigga said I know, but I don't know.
No, but to be, in all honesty, like again, just the development of this show, to be able to grow and get it to this point to where it's beyond what we imagined it could be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate your contribution. And I want to thank you, acknowledge you. Like, this show is about giving those that aren't necessarily seen. Like, it's ironic that you said, I feel like I'm on Oprah. Like, we see the big names all the time, but then there's also others that do everyday work that we don't see, that we come across. You know what I mean? Like, and it's great, not to take anything away from the A-list celebrities, but I think far too often the ones that are watching this right now, I think it's a moment for us collectively to say, who is next to us that is that beacon of light? Who's giving me that spiritual guidance? Who's helping me in ways that I may not necessarily, or that I may have overlooked? You know what I mean? And so this platform and what we do here is to give this opportunity, and this conversation, this moment in time, has been a constant reminder of our purpose for being here. You know what I mean? And so all jokes aside, like, we have a lot of fun and everything, but it's also great to have these conversations because they help, and we don't know who needs them. Like, it's cool to talk about whatever craziness is going on in the world, but when you're being overloaded with all that stuff, then, by us coming on and talking about it, we're only feeding into that perpetual cycle, you know what I mean? Versus breaking it up the way that we do. So again, I thank you for just everything. Thank you for this moment in time. And thank you, Brandy, for
amazing. I told y'all she's that crack.
Yeah.
Pretty crack. That's like like if crack was brown, you know what I'm saying? Like that, she would be, she'd be right next to the dictionary.
But you're right. But I mean, and that's with anything in life, right? And to Brandy's point, it's like, yes, it's the energy. I get what you're saying, Brandy. It's the energy that is glowing, that's radiating. You know what I mean? And I feel like that lives in everybody. It's just, it gets manipulated and distorted through all these external devices. And the beautiful thing about the work that you do is you're ultimately guiding people to get back into themselves.
Yes.
And I'm saying that because throughout all of the ladies talking, I was nodding my head in agreement, because that's the journey that I've been on. I'm pretty sure everybody can relate, but that's the journey that I've been on. You know what I mean? And it was like the moment that I got away from my conditioning and Christianity, it was like the closer I got to myself. And I realized that this thing that all my life you've been telling me is so far away is actually right here. It's up here. I'm made up of it. I'm it. I am it. You know what I mean? Like, so now when people ask me, oh, well, what do you believe? I believe in myself.
Yeah. And they
don't ask me nothing else.
That part.
But you know what? I mean, and it's ironic, because your initial thought when somebody says that is, oh, you're arrogant, or you're this, or you don't know. And it's like, no, take a moment to stop and listen to what people are saying. Take a moment and listen. And so again, I'm glad that we had you on to be able to just share. You know what I mean? Like,
she's a light. She's a true light, like a flashlight that don't turn off. She like those flashlights you gotta shake They don't have buttons. They just solar power. And you shake it, and then it just be on.
Y'all question was my shake.
Right.
You talking about a glow stick?
No, we had them. Like, you gotta shake it, and that mug it's got like the things, they bounce together, and it gives it energy. That look, everything I was doing.
I was about to say,
it's the whole thing going on. You know what I'm saying?
You just communicated with some gangbanger somewhere. They was like, oh, what? No.
Somebody was like, hey, I saw the Kickback show and she was doing so maybe you could. But okay, so I want to say that I received, and I'm trying to tell y'all, I got all of this. We was on the phone for like an hour, and it's just like some of these little nuggets I still lean on to this second. And so I receive, like, kind of like unpacking a little more, like, what is it? Because I have definitely been doing so, realizing like we're all mirrors. So it's like, what vibration of me am I we're attracting each other. Like, so I get that. But for those of us, not me, because I love them.
Okay.
Right. For those of us that find ourselves consciously choosing to remain upset, like, what advice could you give? Like, how because I know there's been times, it's so funny, because I'd be like, when I was on the phone with you, I was like, does she know how to yell? There's certain people in my life where I'll be like, do they yell? They just they got it. Like, but I'm sure there's been a time that, you wanted to pop off. And what did you channel? Like, what can you give somebody practical tips for their toolkit?
Okay. First, stop looking at it like it's a bad thing, because anything that you look at as a bad thing, you're already at opposition with it. So don't be at opposition with yourself. That's number one. Number two is find more outlets to release. There's a certain energy that needs to release. And so you have to find more outlets. If it's the gun range, if it's screaming in the pillow, if you're in the car alone and you just want to scream out loud, find those are ways to just get this energy out. The energy has to be moving. If you try to be at odds with yourself and think it's bad, then what you're gonna do? You're gonna try to suppress the energy. Like, then it's gonna come out. Then you're gonna be mad at yourself, and then that's not flowing.
Right.
It's not flowing. It's like a wheel. Like that's life. Even life has cycles. Women have cycles. Things need to come and go. That's why no emotion is bad. They're gonna come and go. Sometimes somebody anger may be here, somebody anger may be there. It's okay, but it's all going. So just remember, you're okay. You're not doing nothing wrong. That you cannot do anything wrong. Okay, but you have to find ways to naturally get it out. Naturally, if it's just like, I don't know, throwing darts, you have to naturally get it out. Then you also have to know what you're putting in. You may need to go on a fast from like hard rap music, rock music. You may need to go on a fast from that for maybe a good 2 weeks. I want to say a month, but I'm just gonna say 2 weeks. Do it and say, okay, this weekend I'm going to do only like Janae Aiko or like, something like, R&B or whatever. Do it in weekends maybe. Do it a week here, a week there, so just watch what you're putting in and say, okay, I know I want to watch Ratchet TV today, but I'm already on high. So if somebody get on my nerves at the grocery store and I'm already feeling some type of way, now I'm listening to this, now I'm doing this. So they definitely finna get it, because it's just natural emotions. I listen to music as an actress, I listen to music to get my moods together. If I need to be seductive mood, I'm definitely gonna listen to something like a Tank song or something. I do it to myself, but so the music is doing it to you, whether you know it or not. So you may have to go ahead.
And it's that very reason why for me as a DJ, like I'm very specific in terms of what songs I do not play, because we already have negative stereotypes, as far as, how other cultures and ethnicities view us, right? So I choose not to play into that. And it irritates the crap out of me that all TV programming, going back to your production company, right? We have all this TV programming that only feeds into the stereotype. And a lot of the music that only gets radio play feeds into the negative stereotype. And so having, people like yourself with your production company trying to change the narrative, me with whatever music I choose to play, trying to change the narrative, props to Tyler Perry for doing what he's doing with his company, but at the same time, still playing into the stereotypes with his Medina characters and that sort of thing.
My name said Medina.
You know what I'm saying? But it's, you gotta
Funky Cole Medina.
We need more positive Black images and music and all that stuff. And we need, people like yourself to freaking not take no for an answer, kick down these doors, with some of these companies and these, people in higher positions to say no, you're not going to continue to drag our culture through the mud. It stops now and it changes now. So,
and also the visual of seeing, the visual of seeing Black people in different, we're so diverse. We look all copper, red, yellow undertone. We're so different.
East side, west side,
all of that.
All of it.
And I never growing up, I remember opening a magazine and I saw a lady darker than me, and I remember looking is she real? Because it's this shit wasn't on TV, so right. I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at.
Right.
So it's that thing alone, just the visual. It's just, you know what I'm saying, gets me excited. Not down there, up here.
Up here, okay. Ain't no wrong getting excited down there, but we talk about it, okay.
It's funny though, Swivel was like, it gets me so freaking mad. One day I'm here to say, I'm sick of this shit. Fuck this shit. One of these days, we gonna get, I wanna see, I'm gonna be there. Hopefully, can we get it on record?
Oh no, well it, believe me, it comes out that way when the cameras and the microphone's off, because my place of employment would probably pitch a fit if they...
Got it. Pitch a fit.
Hey, Swiv, sidebar remind me of that Martin. Swiv and I got this inside thing with Martin's Run Tell That, but it reminds me of that bit he did. He said, yeah, if you like me, just one of them times you wanted to see Martin Luther King just go off. If another one of you motherfuckers hit me with a rock,
right.
I'm gonna beat your bitch ass motherfucker.
Right. Just one good time. You gotta see where they at.
Because you know he was thinking it.
Oh yeah, there's this person that I admire online, right? Just admire, and he's a thought leader, or activist, or whatever. And it gave me such pleasure. He was online or whatever, and a white person came on his live, and this white person was trying to derail the conversation. So he was just nah. And then he was just when he got him up there, he was nah, we'll whoop your ass around here. And I was like, you better say that.
Yeah. Just one good time.
Yes, you better, yes.
Yes.
Don't let him come on your page trying to derail the conversation with this Black excellence talk. Shit. Yeah. He get that guy off the thing. He's like, I'll whoop your ass around. I said, you better say that.
You better go ahead. You know me. I'm gonna revert it back to dick. He ain't got no fucking dick. That's what it is. He ain't got no fucking dick. So he's like, well, let me fuck up his life. I don't got no dick. I don't got nothing to do. So let me.
Oh Lord. We gonna do a Brandy, y'all.
Letter Free, like Calypso on Pirates of the Caribbean. Listen, going back to Brandy too, your question. One of the things that I've learned, I've disconnected from what I was so normalized to connecting to. So when it came to programming, and Brandy knows this, we've talked about it, I stopped watching TV. I stopped watching the reality shows. Yeah. You know what I mean? The music, and there's balance. It's needless to say, it's okay to listen to certain music, but there's certain things to where I was out today and there was a guy on a motorcycle that started playing, he was playing Moneybagg Yo. Right? I thought somebody's said something. And all the little kids was dancing to it. These kids were 2, 3, and 6 years old. Right? And it was so crazy because
it was dancing to I thought a broke nigga said something.
Yes, child, yes. right?
I don't even know
So
the song, but I know that fucking shit. That's crazy.
So take this moment, right? So it's like one of those things to where, again, it's nothing wrong if that's the way that the parents is raising their child. Who am I to say for them to do anything different, right? But exactly what you're feeling right now, Brandy, because I know what you're thinking. It's that same type of thing. The energy that you put towards that is like depositing your paycheck into a bank, right? You're gonna gain interest on whatever it is that you putting in there, right? So if you're going over to this bank, it's only going, if you put it into your angry bank, you only gonna get more interest the longer that you keep that energy in there, right? Needless to say, it's okay to tap into it and let that loose and somebody trying to troll, or you need to put that energy out, but don't live in that. Don't allow that to obstruct the rest of your 23 hours and 59 minutes and 58 seconds. You see what I'm saying? Like, allow it to be what it is and move on. And the more that you invest in listening to things that feed positivity or a different perspective into your life, then that's when you start to develop and grow. As I've shared, like, I started choosing peace. It's like the moment that you start feeding into that, let me choose peace. Okay, how can I do that? What's going to help me do this? How can I? And then you start to blossom and grow in that direction versus the typical.
Church.
Let me add to that. I want to add to that and say, like, also, like, we have to also be careful with being comfortable. Being comfortable.
Yeah.
Feeling of, like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes the most dysfunctional stuff is comfortable to us. Sometimes it's like, let me try being peaceful. Let me try this. Let me see how it's going to make me feel. Let me see how it's going to make me feel to, like, listen to just chimes and water all day. You know, we don't understand how. We know programming happens. We don't know how important it is. So, like, what's that song by, what's his name? LaDan or whatever. But it's like,
Andrell.
Hey, black girl, you know who you are? Who you really are? And then I listen to that song like, yeah, like, I need to hear that. Hey, black girl, you know who you are? Who you really are? Did you know you amazing? You know that, that is so important than I heard a broke nigga say something.
Right.
1000%.
Right.
Not coming for rap, because that it just has to put it in its place.
Right.
It can't be the every day. It just had to put it in its place. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I'm done.
I think that you just put it, because I was about to ask a question, but then you just said that. Shit. What did you just say? Don't get used to being uncomfortable, because I tapped into the megahertz and the frequencies and all of that, and it's great, but then, like, depending on there's certain triggers that I haven't really worked through in my higher self, and I'll be like, I don't want to hear that shit. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, so then you go back to something more comfortable for you, but it may not challenge you to get through.
Right.
And there's something extremely powerful about frequency. When you talk about megahertz and hertz and all of that, think about when you're in the club, like Swift talked about it a minute ago. When you're in the club and Nuck If You Buck come on, think about what that makes you do. Or when people say, oh, this is dope, when I'm in the gym, I'll turn on Waka Flocka or Lil Jon, right? The frequency, the energy, right? The 808 pumping, like those megahertz and that, all of that literally brings something out of you. Nuck If You Buck come on, I'm hair coming down, shaking, doing all extra up, turned up, right? Versus if you went to a club where they playing samba or bossa nova, or you know what I'm saying, or merengue, or if they playing African, you know what I'm like. Think about the difference in what that makes you want to do. Makes you want to dance and makes you feel good. You want to start, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have the same type of energy as a different type of song, a different genre of music does. Rock music drives people to have mosh pits. You know what I'm saying?
Weird.
You don't have that with types of frequency.
There's a reason why when I've DJ'd weddings and, it's, say predominantly, white folks in the crowd or whatever, and they say, like, they come up and ask for, rock music, and I play something, and the dance floor clears out, but I go right back to some Motown or something, and then everyone's whew, like,
Right.
there's a reason.
Yeah.
And they look at me like, why are you playing all this, colored music? Well, because that works.
That shit just got me mad when you said that. What the fuck? This nigga said colored.
They try to play us. They try to play us, but we are the highest.
We
That's
are.
That's why we're the most sensitive to the frequencies, because we are the frequencies.
When I play something,
right. Ooh, I like that. Shit.
When I play something with soul in it, it touches people's soul, and they can't help but dance two-step, at least something, But if it doesn't have,
Can't help but feel good.
Right.
Yes.
So I have a question.
Fun.
It's hard for me to watch slave movies and shit now. Like, there's certain ones I like, but like just certain, I just with words and shit fucks me up. But they say that, like, and when I say they, I mean like actors. They, they really, we deserve to be in all genres. So having a production company, do you see yourself like depict? Because when there was like, oh, we can make a movie of Killing Swivel, I'm tired of seeing the black man die. I don't want to. But like, is that as a having that type of a company and stuff, like, do you feel the duty to display us in all of the genres, or do you feel like there's certain narratives you want to stick to or avoid?
I'm just gonna tell the truth. The truth is we die, but the truth is we're amazing husbands. Truth is we're great fathers. Truth is we're professors and inventors. And if I ever did a slave movie or a movie during that time, it will be about the revolts that we don't hear about. There were so many slave revolts, like we can't even count.
Yeah.
And we were not just sitting there taking it. We were revolting. We were like, you know what I'm saying? Way more than like one or two that we know about.
Right.
So, but at this time, I don't have the pull to do anything like that. There's so many other stories that I just want to tell. Just us getting married, us a comedy married. You know what I mean? What could go wrong at a wedding? Just all types of just everything, all aspects of us. Just telling the truth though. And sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth is difficult to see. But it's my responsibility to tell the truth. And we do die though.
I received that, but I received that. I just had that question. I just wanted to hear your take on it, but because as of right now, there's only one specific narrative that they choose. Well, two, either the gay black man or the fatherless, motherless, torn, scorned,
broken household. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not okay.
Well, Asia, I think one, you need to make sure you plug your social medias and all that. So like everybody, who's been receiving all these, these gems can follow you and just get more from you, because you obviously have a wealth of knowledge that, everybody needs to be tapped into.
First, I appreciate all you guys for having me. Like, seriously, I just feel so well received, and I just want to honor y'all too for having this space and this platform. But you guys can follow me on Ajia Munns on everything. I don't have TikTok or Snapchat, but Clubhouse, Facebook, Instagram. I like Instagram the most, I guess. But it's Ajia Munns, so it's AJIA MUNNS. So AJIA MUNNS. And you can click my link tree to find like Black Women's Day of Meditation, Jermaine Productions, everything that I'm doing. I also have another organization called Woven Colors. It's a nonprofit, and we just let filmmakers come show their work. We let artists just come show their work, and we provide a space for them to do peer-on-peer type of networking, so we can network out and up. So you can find all that on my link tree on Instagram.
Nice.
Dope. Out and up. That's what we need. Each one teach one.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Y'all welcome. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. God, young God. You're muted. You don't care. No, you don't. Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt you. I was just saying it looked like you was about to start voguing. I'm gonna vogue with you.
Yeah.
But yeah. as always, again, Asia, thank you so much for being here. You are family. This is an open door policy. So if there's ever a moment where you want to get something off of your chest, you want to share something, plug something, promote something, all you got to do is just holler, pull up, and we'll be more than happy to have you. So thank you once again. Absolutely, absolutely. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow us at the Kickback Show on everything. I am Wavecap Johnny on your social media devices, and she is
Organic Blackberry. Follow me on the Kickback Show because I'm not on that bitch. And she is.
I'm Tiana Giovanna. You can find me across the board, Tiana Giovanna, on everything. I think my main things are TikTok and Instagram, and I don't like Facebook. And he is
DJ Swivel on Twitter, Swivel on Instagram, SWIVLL.
Oh, shout out Brother Reza who got banned from Instagram. We feel you, brother. We still support you.
Yeah, we still support you, brother. 100%.
He's got the other channels. What is it? Message to the Millennials and shoot, there's one other one.
Yep.
I forget, but yeah.
You can go to his website and it has all of them on there.
Yeah. And supposedly there's an app called Melanated People that we all need to download. So
Right.
shout out that, Melanated People.
About to hop on.
Yep.
And then,
I heard of Black Junction TV, Black Page, and
Yeah, there's a few
Melanated
like
People.
black owned social media platforms that are now coming up. So which is needed for sure.
oh yeah.
So
Well, I'm going to hop on.
Same here. No disrespect, but I'm sick of you motherfuckers. Y'all stink anyway.
I'm fucking crying. That's hilarious as shit. I'm sick of you motherfuckers.
I know. I got real old school bitter with it.
I think anyway.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it.
Asia, I want to wish you, much success, moving
Thank
forward
you.
with the production company. And if I may throw a little suggestion, I think you can definitely do a beautiful job with a little bit of a side hustle in terms of like using like some of your knowledge and your psychology to kind of help more like the youth, because I'm a track and field coach at the collegiate level, and I've got athletes right now that
Ooh, child.
Lord knows they need your help. So there's that, there's a world out there that definitely could use someone like you, to in their corner to kind of help them navigate life, and so.
And listen, if ever those spaces, for you and anybody listening, I'm super accessible, DM me or anything, but if I just need to come speak to the youth about starting your own company, spirituality, how to stay grounded, anything, I'm there. I'm not somebody that's charging. No, I'm just there. So I do it. No problem.
That's amazing.
That shit, die empty. That's what they say. Die empty.
Right.
Get you die empty. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Take us out.
Why is that? It's on me.
Yeah, why not?
Asia, do you have a song right now that you think kind of like encapsulates all of this conversation that we just
What are you
shared?
vibing with right now?
Yeah.
I was going to say Closer to My Dreams by Guapale.
Ooh,
That's
can't
just
never go wrong.
personally. That's personally. So the whole conversation, they don't really care about us, Michael Jackson.
Ooh,
Oh, we just gonna have to do a double shot then.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
It was like you went into the serene and then we went right into warrior mode. Like, don't think this shit's sweet though.
Period.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for being here, girl.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
I so appreciate
For
it.
having me.
Yes, she had to come back. Come back, please. Come back. Like what's her name? The white girl. Come back. Come back. Jack. Back, Jack. Yo.
Oh, Titanic.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Come back.
Like the Titanic. All right, y'all. It's the Kickback Show, thekickbackshow.com on all of your social media devices. Check us out, and we're done.
We'll see you next time. Ajia Munns, thank you very much.
Much love and light.